Right. As you heard the nice lady, this meeting is being recorded. Welcome to the Regional and Corporate Services Committee meeting of the Fraser Valley Regional District. I'd like to call the meeting to order. First item, please.
Looking for approval of the agenda, and late items, Mr. Chair.
So moved. Moved by Director Facio, second by Director Ross. All in favor? Opposed? If any, the item carries. Next item.
3.1, we have the draft Regional and Corporate Services Committee meeting minutes of June 10th, 2021.
So moved.
By Director Raymond, second by Director Popov. Discussion or questions on any of the minutes? None. All in favor? Opposed? If any, item carries. Next item.
4.1, we have the FVRD Election Procedures Amendment Bylaw number 1634. There's a motion for your consideration.
Thank you. It's moved by Director Rob, second by Director Dickey. Discussion. Seeing none. All in favor? Opposed? If any, the item carries. Next item.
5.1.1, we have Regional versus Community Parks and Trails classification. There is a motion for your consideration.
So moved.
Thank you. It's moved by Director Facio and Director
Second.
Discussion or questions? Director Stobart, was that a question on this one?
No.
Nope. Okay. All right. I don't see any questions, so I'll call question. All in favor? Opposed, if any, the item carries. Next item.
5.2.1 is an information item. It's the Regional Growth Strategy Update Public Engagement Plan.
Okay, thank you. And any questions on this information item? Utilizing some technology on this. It's stuff that we've used across. We've used a number of different municipalities. A number of our member municipalities are using it with good success. I know Director Papa, we use some of the software in the city of Chilliwack, and we just got some really good feedback on some parks that we're building. So it does work very well. Don't see any questions on this. So next item.
6.1, we have a letter from the City of Colwood. It's just an information item. If anyone wanted to separate that out.
Thank you. Any questions on this item? Don't see it. Should I slow down, talk slower? We're not really going to have a 2-minute meeting here, are we? Okay. Don't see any. Next item.
Well, it's all up to you. We're down to reports by board directors.
All right. Reports from directors. Director Raymond.
Thank you. I just wanted to extend my thanks out to the fire departments down there that sent their crews and trucks up to help Lytton. Very much appreciated, and I know the people there are very, very pleased to see the cooperation and the care of others in the province towards what has occurred there. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Raymond. Absolutely agree. I was I think I was on the phone with Ms. Kinnaman when the call came in to activate one of the strike team out of the Fraser Valley Regional District. I believe it was out of the CRV. Was that correct?
That's correct, and also POPCOM.
And POPCOM as well. So yeah, I think both the crews were kind of chomping at the bit to get out and help. And all across the Fraser Valley Regional District, I think it's been the same story no matter what municipality or what electoral area we're from. It's everybody was ready and willing to step up and help. It makes me very proud. So thank you for sharing that, Director Raymond. Other reports from board directors. Director Pranger.
Thank you. Yes, our fire crew was also very honored to be able to go up and help. We have one truck and 4 firefighters up there, and they are quite willing and able to stay as long as it's needed. Second happy thought, though, is yesterday we had the grand opening of Power Woods in the old Britco Center. Great new company, wonderful addition to our community. They hope to have as many as 100 employees over the next year or so. They are up and running now. They relocated from Surrey. There were at least 5 MLAs present for the opening. plus Minister Conroy spoke from her home in Castlegar, where she's very much needed at this time as well. But it's a real treat and an honor to have a well-established company come to Eggsy. We couldn't be happier. Thank you.
Well done. That's another great success story out there. So
Yeah,
very
and
nice
it was
to
a treat to see our colleague Pam Alexis there as well. So it was really a good day. Thank you.
excellent. And the weather wasn't too unbearably hot. It was probably very pleasant. Nice. As it always is. Any other reports from board? Director Engar?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, lots of nerves out here in the forest. Community has been contacting me. A lot of people have, with concerns of the odd fire still being seen. And I don't know if you caught it on Facebook recently, but one of the community members held up a bag of 140 cigarette butts that they collected over the weekend. And this was they do this walk regularly, and they cleaned up July the 2nd. And so from July 2nd until this last Monday, when they held up the bag, there was another 140 cigarette butts by the side of the road. Very concerning. So I've been perusing the Community Wildfire Protection Plan, looking for areas that we could possibly get going on. And I know staff has been working hard to get a new emergency a coordinator, emergency manager. And but this has dragged on a long time. So I do note in the CWPP that the suggestion is from the consultants that did the plan for us to initiate into the building code the need for all new home construction to have clear addresses visible from the street. So I'm going to be talking to the community more about doing that. And I think if we could implement that on a new construction basis, that would make a lot of sense. So I don't know if this is the time to create a motion to that effect, but I'm all ears and would like to move ahead with that as soon as possible. Thank you.
Miss Kinnaman, sounds like something we want to have some discussion with staff on.
Sure, yeah, through the chair to Director Engar. If you wish to put forward a motion, perhaps you could direct staff to bring back a report with respect to house numbering and community wildfire protection. And then that would be, it would enable us to bring a fulsome package to the committee for consideration.
So moved. Thank you. I'll go with those words. Thank you.
By Director Pranger. Discussion, Director Pranger?
Through the chair, I also think this is a really, really important topic as we all are expanding our communities into the hillsides. This becomes more and more of an important issue, and wildfires don't just happen somewhere. They could happen anywhere to any one of us. And I think Director Engar brings up a very, very valuable point here, and we should all be there to support him.
Thank you, Director Pranger.
Jason, can I just jump in there? Your volume from the boardroom is very, very weak. I don't know if it's just me, but I can hardly hear you guys.
It's a little bit low. We could talk louder. Sorry.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Director Bourne?
Thank you. I wonder if Director Engar might consider amending the motion just slightly, because not only do I agree with everything that's currently in it, but something I've asked of our staff here is just to give us an update on where we are in terms of our community wildfire prevention and our communications. So I wonder if we could just not only focus on the part that Director Engar has addressed, but get a bit of an update on where we are in terms of our communications. I think this year we're in for a particularly difficult one.
If I may, Mr. Chair, I'd gladly include that in my motion. Thank you.
Sure. I'm going to consider that, we'll consider that as direction through the staff. That's a friendly amendment, which there's no such thing as, right? Director Facio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just like to, as you have this up for discussion, I'd like to thank Ms. Kinnaman and the staff for helping us with the closure of these sector lands due to the extreme weather and fire conditions, and the signage that they put up. It was really helpful to get that moving last week. With the Lytton disaster, there was no second thoughts in my mind when I called her in regards to closing the sector land. That's 400 acres there of dry forest, and it's yes, just to let Director Engar know that every day we have our staff with their little picker up are going down Front Street picking up many dog butts every day as they do their cleanups. It's yesterday, just as a side story, I pulled up by the east sector, which is closed, all big signage, and there's two people there smoking. I pulled over and spoke to them very courteously, and I said, "Can you not see the signs?" "Oh, I'm sorry." Beyond me, but there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Facio. Don't see any other comments, so we'll just call the question on this. All in favor, opposed, if any, the item carries. Any other reports from board directors? Don't see any. Next item is Kinnaman.
Next item is public question period for items relevant to the agenda. So since this is our first meeting where we have welcomed the public back into the boardroom, members of the public were welcome to attend. For those members on Zoom, just so you know, we don't actually have anybody here in person, but I will just turn to our corporate officer, Ms. Van Ness, to see if we have anybody on the line.
So I can confirm that we have not received any written questions and we do not have anybody joining us by Zoom today.
Thank you. Next item.
Looking for a resolution to close the meeting, Mr. Chair.
Moved by Director Facio, second by Director Ranger. All in favor, opposed, if any, the item carries. Give staff